The mother of abuse is emotional abuse. When
Emotional abuse is worse.
like you said, that's the mother of all forms of abuse.
You see, you said mother. That means it's huge.
Because it's deep in
It
your soul,
It kills your
and it's
spiritual
difficult
soul.
to process till probably you get into therapy. But my point is, things can be fixed, and I've seen it happen. But now depends on the parties shifting ground and saying, okay, let's make this work.
Ooh, yes, so in fact, I don't even know what to say. But I know that today we're going to have something sumptuous to say, and it's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
Madam, see this one I am. What's going on here? You're all looking for play. Yeah. All right. So how are you now? Ababi Sam.
Yeah. We're back again.
I'm back again. This vibe is not vibing at all.
It's
I'm
not
back
vibing.
again.
We're back again now. Yeah. It's been such a long day, but then this your dance.
You see, there's a lot of dance I've been seeing online now that is trending. I'm trying to, and I wouldn't believe, no one would believe that I used to be the best dancer in my department then. You know, the way I used to dance, like I learned the dance in a thinking of an no matter the months of rehearsal they've been doing. But now I just see that maybe because I've gotten so big, and I'm not so big anyway, but like my body is when I see myself dance, I'm like, Lara,
that's what they
say.
say.
Oh my God.
No, when we grow older.
When you grow older, is it age? I see people that are older and they are still carrying that their
age
body.
and consistency. You've not been doing it for a while.
Yeah, and I think I'm not as firm as it used to be. And you know all those dance I say is bata dance or watido, all those ones that you pay.
So if something
shaking everywhere. Mama. Mama. I see you. This your face that is like ha, Emperor.
2 hands for one person. 2 hands for one person.
How far now? Alright, so I go by MJ, and people say, what's the meaning of MJ? Is it Michael Jackson? No, it's not Michael Jackson. Just apply and I'll tell you what MJ is. So MJ is my name, Pisas. And introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Shino Aladejubelo, also known as Emperor.
Okay now. The man in black.
Of course, same here. The one and the only Papi Sam. Papi Sam here, y'all.
That papi, I'm sure it's one babe that gave me that Papi Sam.
No, no babe, it was uni days. So the real name was Papa Sam.
Oh.
Maybe some people just felt I had more sense. So when they fight, they'll bring fight to my house. I'll set to it. And, it was
Papa
always
as in a pastor.
No, me a pastor, Papa Sam. So eventually, some people felt just young now. Let's put it up like Papi. Let's make
Papi.
it. If I hear Papa Sam, it's from school days. If I hear Papi Sam, is
Okay, it's Gen Z.
Yeah.
Gen Z. Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. I go by the name of Olabisi.
Olabisi,
We are all Lubain.
And all right, so we are happy
family.
And thank you. All right, so what are we talking about today, Seth?
Today we're gisting.
We are gisting.
Yes.
Okay, so whose house are we taking that gist to?
Everybody would get a copy.
No wonder I feel my bum.
Everybody's getting a copy. All things for everybody. Let's go there.
Everybody will collect.
Please give him that question. We are starting from him.
Okay. So tell us a bit about yourself and what do you think you like us to know. Let's start from there.
Yes, thank you for adding that clause. What I would like you to know.
What to everything? You know, you said something before we came on. Should I bust it? Should I say it out?
Me, I cannot remember.
I have plenty memory.
Ah,
He said he's married to me.
eh? I don't know that one. Yeah, so
How you guys looking as if I'm the bad shy there?
Well,
Well,
you said behind the scene.
Behind the
Behind the
scene.
It was you and him that were there.
Oh,
So
okay, all right.
the rest of us are innocent.
Yeah.
you didn't do there.
We weren't there.
Where is it?
You didn't do. All right, sir.
Okay.
yeah, all right. My name is Shino, and like some of us who know me, I think I'm happy to be here today. You know, I'm a happy husband
Hmm.
and father of many children.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, many for real.
Yeah.
There are 17, 18 of
Yeah.
them.
How in this
So-
economy?
How do you cope?
You show me the way.
18 children.
Because you show me the way.
Well, but one thing that is interesting that I would like to share or mention is that recently, what happened? I can't remember what the event was. I was dancing, and one of my daughters ran to the kitchen. Excuse me, and she said, mommy, come and see daddy, come and see daddy. And when my wife saw it, she just, oh, you don't even know this man. She was like, see the way daddy is dancing, see the way daddy is dancing. So I remember that when you said that you used to be the best dancer.
Yeah.
I once won such award.
I actually saw one of your videos on on Facebook where you were digging. I said, yeah. Oh my
Okay,
God.
so I mean, yes, I like to be known as a scientist, as an engineer, but then art runs in the family. So there's also the artistic part of me. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
In fact, I think you are holistic.
All right.
All round.
So I like to take you up on a question.
Okay.
I'm sure you're very aware of Prowess Pictures Limited, and one of the movies. Remember, they've done a couple of them, and I really have enjoyed them. Done a fantastic work. So, guys, please subscribe, like, share, join us. Go and watch it.
Yeah.
And watch it. Subscribe, like, share.
Outside.
Prowess. Just one prowess. So the movie Broken. What's your thought about that movie? How did that impress you when you first heard about it? I know you must have seen it. So how did that impress you? What impression did you have?
Yeah, Papi Sam, thank you for that question. I think I must have seen Prowess on TikTok, on Facebook,
Oh wow.
as well as YouTube. And I must be one of the lucky ones to see Broken on all the three platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean the title for me, hearing Broken, I was wondering what are we breaking here? Did someone break a plate? You know, but then exactly when they say broken,
They
okay,
really broke something.
maybe exactly. So I was looking, I was interested in, but at the end of the day, I saw that it was about family, and right from the start of the movie, I could see that something was going on in the family. It was really intense. So I think it's a great movie. It's a relatable movie, especially in our own society. So it's really nice.
So you think that men should learn to apologize when they are
Apologize. Do you apologize? Papa, you are married now.
I'm married.
So
You.
before you start throwing something to somebody, do you
My dog, my leg, my bell.
everybody
Hey, mommy. Oh,
you
mommy.
know what I just believe in home is that
Okay.
and it's about to be rich
You know,
people like that, they will not have peace of mind because the house actually belongs to the woman.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think for me,
Abi,
really,
what-
Yeah.
Yes.
of course,
Actually.
they are the homemakers, 100%.
Man, bro, am I lying?
If you are lying,
How?
How?
the house belongs
No.
to all of us.
No.
Okay, wait.
Yeah,
When
okay.
wait now,
Alright.
when is
Okay, that's true. Anyways, I could remember one day where I can't remember what we were doing at home. We got back
Okay.
from church and my daughter, I think the dad said something and he was like, Daddy, you're not the only the car key.
Okay.
So Daddy said, Where's my car key?
Ah.
And Folaimi said, Daddy, the car does not belong
Belongs
to
to
only you. It belongs to all of us in this family.
Hi.
So I think the home belongs to all of us.
All right.
All of us.
Can I ask you a question?
All right.
All right. So, would you be happy if I'm sure my wife will be, if she's watching this, she's going to be saying, answering in affirmative. If I should go to the kitchen and I should be able to fix something for myself without disturbing her. Is she going to be happy about it? Will you be happy with that kind of scenario when your husband is able to go to kitchen without disturbing
Yes,
you?
so.
Yeah, sure.
Need something.
Yeah, sure.
Like taking care of.
Sure.
Relax and be
Right.
taken care of.
So let's take it further. Will you also be happy if you are still sleeping on Saturday, after waking up early Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way to Friday, and it's Saturday, the kids are not going to school? You wake up to be treated with dinner in bed.
Dinner in bed or breakfast?
Sorry, breakfast in bed, I mean, thank
Yeah.
you.
Sure.
Okay, so,
Sorry, who is enjoying the breakfast? Is it the husband or the wife?
well, everybody can enjoy the breakfast. Please let us be this husband wife matter. Let us. Everybody is just the way we say Black Lives Matter. So the husband and the wife, they all matter. Yes.
But I'm not actually okay.
But my point is that the home has to be for everybody. So when the home is belongs to the wife alone, the wife organizes everything the way it works for her. So the man gets to the house, is almost like a stranger at home. You don't know why the guy is telling you every time he needs something, he calls on you. Because you have customized that home to your taste.
Yeah.
And the guy is there, he doesn't know where to find anything. He does not even know where to find salt. So he cannot even cook yam Saturday morning. So without having to wake you up, please wake up, what's happening? Say, please, where can I find salt? So the home has to be fresh.
Well, I think
He has a point.
He has a point, but what I feel is, there is literary meaning to it and there is practical meaning to it. That's practical side of the house belongs to everyone. I'm just talking literally. Just let's take for instance, that women, if you don't give them that peace, they will not give you the peace as well. Literally, that's what I mean. At night, when especially when you know that you have done basketballs outside and you come at night, so you want to knock. I'm sure you not even knock. You not knock more than one door. Instead of
seven doors.
Seven doors.
Well, just knock one and say you want to know. Which door are you knocking? We have the key. You hold the key to the men's life.
Okay, so from his own perspective, I think it is his point is so valid. We have to understand this. It's valid too. That these olden days yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think now there's gender equality now. Like he said, would you like for your husband to just wake you up, or you wake up to a breakfast in bed?
That is practical.
And yeah.
I'm so literally
he has a valid point.
In Nigeria, we like theory too much.
I think my view is there's a culture around the home belongs to a woman that we all know.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing that
society.
But if we look at it closely, I think it should be for everyone. I was once in a men's forum where one man said at the time the wife traveled and then he didn't know where most of things in the house was.
Is it the fault of the wife? Wait, you don't even should not shake this table. Is it the fault of the wife that you don't know where the salt is?
Yeah.
I'm asking you. Is it the fault of the wife? Some men.
Okay, picking it from what he said.
Okay, how? I said the man owns the house, and I said it's not practically.
Your question is when I said is it the fault of the woman? So it depends on the woman. There are women that are really inclusive. Let's do it together, and there are women that will tell you from the get go, this is my kitchen, this is my space. Don't come here, stay outside.
Sorry. What of men that are raised with is this silver or diamond spoon in their mother? They have everything done for them. They are men like that. Although we are still talking about broken.
Yes.
Right, so let's talk about another aspect.
Apparently.
There's this aspect that the man eventually apologized. Can you apologize to your wife? I think I asked that time, right?
Yeah, you asked it, yeah, yes.
Is it good that a man apologizes? Because they said equal. Maybe they are equal. And
I mean, apologizing is part of life. See, we have to apologize to someone. So, if your wife is important, I don't see a big deal apologizing to your wife, even to your children. There are times when you are so angry and you will just think that these kids they did this or did that, but in the end it turns out to be something else. So you should be able to apologize. The only thing is just that what I don't like is when we are not counting it. I was the one that apologized yesterday.
Last week.
I'm the one that should
Who
apologize.
does that? Do people do that?
Well,
Maybe babes. I don't
So
think people do that.
And then for me, apology should be actioned, not just
Words.
sorry.
So
So as-
words is shit.
Naturally, for me, when you tell me sorry, it further sort of irritates my person. But if you
Mm.
act the sorry and you
Okay,
do the
Papi, I'm
sorry,
sorry.
then I'm fine.
Papi,
so
I'm
how
sorry.
do we act
Go and bring the
sorry?
police.
Like,
Papi,
So
I'm
if you have
sorry.
done something wrong,
okay.
then you should be able to then undo it by action. And I know you are really sorry.
Hey, but you know what? Okay, like me now, my husband used to say something. Say, I've corrected you. Say sorry. You do sorry. It's like that. Sorry, I've mastered your man. What do you want me to say?
Maybe you're
Yeah,
not
that's
sorry,
exactly
sorry.
what-
Because
That's
of
what
I'm
I'm saying. Maybe
Because
you're not
you
sorry,
keep
sorry.
doing it, and you keep saying sorry, but there's no change.
Can you change? Like, can you change your color for somebody? Excuse me.
So the truth is, if you really want to, if you set your heart to do something, you'll do it.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
sometimes, like they say in the Yoruba parlance, we pẹ̀lẹ́ ó lákọ, ó lábo, àbí pẹ̀lẹ́ bẹ̀bẹ̀. Let me just say it because you should feel good, but not really because you really mean that apology. But when people are really sorry, they put action to it.
Yeah.
So I would like to take it from what you just said. There are times when you go to this women forum, they tell them, you say sorry, you want peace at home, say sorry. If your husband is talking, say,
Okay.
So the woman gets home, and before the man says anything, she says sorry. The guy is so annoyed. Like, excuse me, can you just take
How
a
do you
minute to
explain?
understand
What I'm trying
understand
to
what I'm
pass.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You don't even know what I'm saying. So there's no way you can make a change. And you're just saying, sorry. The guy is talking and he's asking you questions. He said we should keep quiet.
It's like plastic. You must know yourself.
You need the microscope to see the smoke oozing out of the guy's head. He's so angry. Like, can you just please answer me? We are talking here. Can you explain? Can you,
Yeah.
So,
that's valid. All right, we are still talking about this disputes and all. So let's look at it from the angle of the children. How does this affect the children? Because most homes that I like growing up, you have couples or parents fighting in front of their children, and that has it has this effect on them. It takes a toll on them, and they begin to view words in this manner. Whereas some people will tell you that they have not seen their parents fight before. I can't say oh my God,
I'll use myself as a lab rat here.
Mm.
So my parents were separated for a while.
Oh, okay.
I think it started when I was 4 years old.
Oh.
And so we lived apart. I lived in different places, at that time. So my parents because they were not agreeing on so many things, and because of that, because of their indifference and the fight they had, I had to go to 9 primary schools,
Wow.
4 secondary schools.
Grandpa Pink.
I spent
Wow.
Yeah, really
That's
bad.
fun.
I
and
spent
enjoyable.
9 years studying a 5-year course.
Wow.
So because of that issue they had defined and staying separately,
Mhm.
it affected me drastically in.
Please, can you mention those areas like affected?
Of course, my academics was slow. I didn't get done with school on time. I had to change school as often as we moved around. So maybe I'll do one
Primary
10,
1.
at that time, yeah. So I couldn't make friends.
That thing is really true.
I couldn't make friends. So most of the times, this, I keep to myself, mind my business.
Yeah, you
I
do.
could be
But
indoors.
don't worry, I'll be in your space. Baby.
So that's just me. I couldn't make friends. I didn't see point making friends or meeting people until when I grew older. And then I didn't decide to get married too early because I didn't see the beauty of it. But eventually,
keep
we
that
got there.
waiting.
So the thing is, psychologically, it really tells on the children. Like they say, when two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that will bear the bronze. So I feel that if parents have issues, you should consider the children and consider giving them a level of stability.
Yeah, you are very right. I was talking to someone very close to me for the past 2 days, and they've been telling you that why do you have to stay in this marriage? When you know that this thing is the toxicity is killing you, and they say it's because of the children. My darling, the children will be fine eventually. Are you not? You have to leave to be able to take care of that children. So I feel the ones that eventually work out. I'm not trying to preach divorce here. I'm not even galvanizing for that, but I just feel that if you see that it's not safe for you, it's better. But we are not even talking about that aspect. What we are talking about, I don't know if Ebro has something to say.
Yes, because I am not I don't like the idea of divorce
Or separation.
or separation. I don't like that idea. And I will tell you this because it's very easy to go for the easy option. The easy option is just to walk away. It's like throwing a phone away and getting another one. Yeah, I know some people have found themselves, whichever way they started the relationship, they are somewhere today. I think marriage is very, very important. Anybody who does not know that marriage is a permanent, kind of thing, I don't think the person should even go into marriage. That's the meaning of having a boyfriend and a girlfriend, because you don't want it to be permanent in the first place. So you make it permanent, you start making children, and you are talking of separation. And most of the time, I don't know, maybe 90% of the time, you have not given a thought to the implication, the impact on the children. Maybe before we talk about, divorce, still on the issue of how fighting in front of the children, how it affects them and all that. If mommy and daddy are not, as little as them not doing stuff together, the children are already watching.
Yeah.
And they are not only watching, you are either telling them this is how it should be.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they grow up, to think this is how it works, isn't it? Exactly. So not to talk of when you are now fighting in front, when you are arguing. I remember once upon a time, my wife and I were arguing over it. In fact, we are two Ondo boys and girls. Our voices were we weren't arguing. We were just talking about something passionately. And one of my daughters was touching me and said, Mommy, stop now. Mommy, stop now. The two of you should stop fighting. I said, no, Mommy said, we are not fighting. We are not fighting. We are just, in fact, we are playing love when the two of us are talking like this, because our voices just go up like that. So you can imagine that girl just expressed something. We don't know the depth. Thank God she spoke. She spoke out. We wouldn't even know what, before she said something, what she was already feeling. So now imagine going to the point of separation.
Separation, yeah.
Some kids, they kept praying that God, the only prayer point, let mommy and daddy come back together.
Yeah, sure.
As long as they did not see that happen, they will never believe that God answered prayers. So you have already raised a next generation that may not have anything to do with God, just by that decision that you made.
Or should we blame them for making that decision, Papi?
So an addendum to my story.
All right.
But my parents came back together after about 12 years ish.
Wow.
And then, of course, they lived together till daddy passed. Mommy's doing well. Everybody's doing fine. So that's when that gave me this worldview that you can still fix things. Things can still work. And like I say, marriage, another word for marriage is compromise. When I decided to shift ground. Because I realized that my dad then realized a few things and decided to shift grounds. And then came back together, and he said, I was sorry, oh, he didn't plan it this way, oh, that I didn't know better, he didn't know, and then we're back together. If eventually things started panning out, but the effects were still there, and for me, it was just about taking my time to get into that point where I was thinking, let me also get married, let's do what everybody does, let's see how it works. And then now looking for somebody that would model marriage to someone like me. And then I could then realize that maybe this is what God wants me to do, and that's what I really do for now. But the idea is the effect it has on children is massive.
It's massive.
Yes.
Actually.
And
But I
if
feel like the children will be fine too. I have a lot of stories of women who actually stayed and they are not allowed to tell the story.
there are extreme situations. So my parents never beat each other. They didn't physically assault.
But do you know
each
that
other.
it's not
But
only
they had
about physical
fights.
abuse.
Yeah, so
in fact, verbal
they had
abuse
fights.
is worse.
It's worse.
So-
yes.
Because if you can kill the soul or the heart, the soul of a man or a woman, you
Yeah.
have killed the person physically.
The mother of abuse is emotional abuse. When
Emotional abuse is worse.
like you said, that's the mother of all forms of abuse.
You see, you said mother. That means it's huge.
Because it's deep in your
Yeah,
soul.
Yes.
it kills your
And it's
spiritual
difficult
soul.
to
So-
process till probably you get into
Mhm.
therapy. But my point is, things can be fixed, and I've seen it happen. But now depends on the parties shifting ground and saying, okay, let's make this work, and they really would do. But then it affects the children in massive ways. And I've met people on the street, young boys, young girls on the street, and you find that their parents are not together, and they turn out very bad, and as in they turn out worse. And then it further contributes to the challenge you have in the world today. You are going.
I would like to take it off from what Papi Sam was saying. When there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah.
I believe so much in that saying. When you already think you have an option, you don't put in too much effort.
Exactly.
You know that there is a way out. Why sweat over this? You see, I had a similar discussion with an uncle who is over 70 just last weekend, a few days ago. And my own opinion is that the people who sit back to fix their marriages, they don't speak up like the people who are likely to walk out on their marriage. So the narrative today, unlike 20 years ago, unlike 30 years ago, is that everybody's walking out of their marriage.
Everybody begins to ask, for how long has it been going on? Because
yes, so when you hear that kind of narrative, you feel like, if I walk out now, I'm not alone. That is the right thing to do. But when excuse me, we are talking about two men. I know that, like you said, there are some extreme,
situations that would advise that they should be separate.
But then we are talking about two men and two women. Every one of us here, we can try to reflect back on where we were growing up. Some things that we thought, mommy did right or daddy did right. But now we have a different opinion about the whole thing. Because even that woman or that man, if he wants to fix that marriage, there are chances that there are things that he can do. Before things got to the point that you say, I cannot take this again, this is verbal abuse, this is emotional abuse, who did you speak to? In our culture, people don't speak up.
Yes. That a woman should always be mute.
A woman should also be mute. But then when the woman is leaves, she writes it on the social media. So why wait until you are leaving the marriage to start writing on social media when you can actually talk to a counselor?
No.
I think most of these people that write on the social media must have seen somebody.
Exactly.
They must have seen somebody talk about it, and they see that they can't really wait again.
But I feel we have the wrong orientation. Please pardon me to say. I mean, permit me to say this. I think growing up, women are always we have been cornered to that.
Subjugated.
Yes. So please they say don't talk. That matter don't if you saying that how will you
expose
your.
But if you also express emotion, they say you are not a man. If you express emotion, they say you are not a man. And at the end of the day, most men die in silence.
Exactly.
So a man is a man. You see, before in some homes, some things are obviously not working. And the man looks at it, he stops talking to everybody. He's angry. In fact, a sensitive woman will know that something is wrong with this guy. Can I ask, what's happening? Some women will just like, he has come again. It will be all right. You leave him like that. And the whole thing is playing in his head. So everybody should, if you need to speak up, please speak up. At least speak to your spouse. Speak to one another. In fact, as a matter of fact, before you go out there, before you talk to a counselor, before you talk to anybody else, you guys should speak to one another.
Those are couples that ready to speak to one and to each other.
Okay, I think I would say it this way, that nurture a communication channel that helps you both understand each other. Talk about things. Have a culture. Like, make it that probably once a week you have a time to sit down and say, so this week, what did you do? Did I do anything wrong? Have an assessment time. Make it regular. So when it happens regularly, it's a regular detox. You feel better, saying your mind, how you feel.
You know the reason why
you manage
so sweet is that we are all married. Oh,
yeah.
Please, let's celebrate ourselves.
Yes, and the truth is,
so it makes it sweet actually.
Yeah.
But I need to say this: do you always engage in conversation when there is a dispute in the house?
I do, yes.
Well,
I do, because I realize that if we don't address it, if we leave it hanging, it will get worse. It should first.
Exactly.
But there are sometimes that there was this counselor that told me, he said when the matter is very hot, when you know that you are boiling, just leave it. But there's still another part that don't sleep with anger. Make sure you.
I don't know. I'm not a professional counselor.
I am one.
Are you sure?
Ah,
Are you sure?
but
I saw your.
there is something that I tell my wife. I said, you see, we are two adults, and the only means of resolving any issue is through by talking.
Talking.
So we will sit, we will talk. It will look as if I keep talking and talking and talking. It's because this is the only mechanism that I have.
works.
I'm not going to beat a woman into whatever I want, and nobody is going to beat me either. So we have to sit down and talk.
Correct.
So I encourage my children to talk. Even my little kids, they have voice on when we want to make big decisions that will affect everybody. I don't want to just put my children in the car, boom, enter, we are going somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to tell them, I want to hear their opinion. This is very important so that whatever we are doing, we can know that we have the buy-in. I don't want to spend a lot of money, put in a lot of effort, and someone is saying, see what you are doing. It's what we are doing, no. So I want to get
us are together.
exactly. So when
Yes,
we have
yes.
this is our family, this is our home. Let's make it work for everybody. So let's talk. Please, that's the only
So,
mechanism.
buttress what you said, the we and the us mindset really, really helps. When we say, okay, let's have this conversation. Now, there are two ways to having conversations when you're highly emotional.
Yeah.
There are channels. Number one is you can text. You can text your thoughts to the next person.
I think that works.
To be one.
Just,
Number two, you
People
can do a
should
voice
direct
note. So when I'm really emotional, I take a walk, I do a voice note to let, okay, this is how I feel about this. And then after about 1 hour of taking the walk and I come and I return back home, I'd have burned some energy, I'll be tired. After walking 1 hour, back to the house, then we can sit down and talk about it. But we'll address it that very day.
Oh,
Because we're never going to sleep over it.
Yes, I would like to add something to that.
Alright.
I thank God that there are two married men here, and well,
Okay.
I have been in this business for a few years, just 14.
Just is not a 14. 14 is not a just.
And I keep wondering that is it possible for my wife to be angry, very, very angry, and I go to her and I call her a sweet name, and I use style to touch her hand, and I eventually
Just
hold
the
her,
part,
and she will not calm down. Is it possible?
Except
It depends on what you have done.
It's
No,
possible.
no, no, no. I think
It is possible.
So,
I have that experience. My wife was really angry. I
Yeah.
went to her, I kissed her.
oh!
Yeah, but that was
Just,
so direct. That
no,
was so
like,
direct. I know
just
that
a
will
sweet-
not, but that will not work most of the time. Did you hear what I said? You touched her.
Babe,
said
does
it.
that work for you?
yeah, it does work for me.
It depends on the offense anyway.
Let me tell you something.
Eh,
All the psychology.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a psychology
I don't
behind
see
that.
a very big offense like
There's
that.
a-
So,
There's a psychology behind that.
Okay.
When you're highly emotional and somebody initiates love to you,
No, that works.
changes
No, it just say.
changes
Let me describe that.
for a few seconds.
Oh,
Just
it
like,
might
where's
not
that?
be. It
coming
might
from?
not be immediate.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It might,
Just
it
hold her
starts
from the
touching.
back
Yeah.
I think it
and
starts
just
from touching.
peck her from
See,
back.
see, there,
Or
And then
doing
she
something.
there
you
is
feel
something.
will make
There is something that we can learn from our grandmothers. I don't know. I know that we are in the era of Gen Zs.
Just remember that cannot work here.
But wait, guys, I don't believe
Don't
so.
be there, yeah.
I don't
I
believe so.
that is not
That's what I-
And the student,
But-
see,
Husband, were they romantic?
wait,
Oh,
who
no.
told you? Who told you? You cannot entirely discard all what worked for them.
Okay.
My paternal grandparents, they were married from the 40s till 1964 when my grandfather died, and my grandmother lived till year 2000. She was really old. The point I'm trying to make is that you will see some of them when they see their husband very angry, especially whether it's with them or with somebody else or with one son. There are times when his son will do something and you will now see that mom, that's one of our grandmothers, she will say, my husband, this and that. She will come so humble. you know, and say there are some things that she knows how to say to that guy, to that man. That when that man hears it,
me.
The man is going like this, you just take him back. You just take him back.
I do not pound yam.
The man does not, you are not pounding yam.
They will not knock the door. The same with the door. They will not
You don't worry, they will still open the 8th door. You know, the mama is talking right there, and the guy just, it's like you pour water and the guy just calmed up.
Like,
It worked for them. It worked for them.
So
even when their sons are very angry, they use the same thing, and the guy does not know what to do again. But you see, the problem now is that we are all too educated. And you think that when you do that to your husband, you are a slave or something. You want to douse the tension. You want to kill a fire.
That's the word.
In fact, you want to, when the smoke is out, before it turns to a fire, you kill it right there.
I think all relationships start with being intentional.
Intentional.
I was saying something the other time. He mentioned that before we go into marriage, at least you must think it deep. Like he was able to think deep before saying, I want to
go to Mr. Biggs and drink Coke.
This conversation must continue because we have to open some calm ones. We need to do that, you know. All right, so we have to go now. So I think let's start from Mama. You sign out, so we are leaving.
Oh, okay. So I've had a wonderful section, and I even wanted to continue.
Continue
the conversation. Is so, and you know, sometimes when we have a conversation like this, you tend to think that deep down within you and see that, oh, there are some things I'm not doing, and I feel I should put to practice.
Exactly.
So I think I've been able to learn one or two from the older ones.
Yeah.
Who
is old?
You said you have spent few years.
Don't point at it.
I'm not talking about the age now. I'm just talking about the number of years.
Yes.
Okay. I'm talking about the number of years. So he's still our boss.
From the rest of the show people that have gone ahead of it.
Anyway, it's not your fault.
So
really, the conversation continues.
Let me feel that.
And it's always a good thing to have this conversation. We're learning, you're learning, and we'll keep talking about this.
Oh, that's emotional right now.
Yes, how I want to sign out is to say that husband, the man and the woman have to keep talking to each other. Your best friend should be your wife. Talk, and women should be tolerant to the very serious talks that their husbands are doing. And the man should also be, when she want to gist with you, you know, at times it may not make sense to you. Just be gist with her, you know, and it helps to open up a conversation channel. Thank you.
All right, okay. I think all those ones you people are saying, I think is I know what works for us. God will help us in Jesus' name. MJ is signing out on Happy Family because it is Happy
Family.
All right, so we'll be here with you on our next episode. Bye, ciao.